to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina and Marie Gerzon.
What's up, everybody?
What up? So we just rolled out of Christmas weekend, and we are approaching the new year. I think we have a leap year coming up.
We do? I thought it was next year.
2024?
I don't know. Michelle said not this year, next year. I don't know. I just remember bringing it up in class.
Technically, it is next year, but
Oh, well, okay.
maybe that's what she meant. Who knows? So yeah, we're gonna keep this one quick today. This topic came up just because I was doing some cardio and I was watching some YouTube, and it's actually a topic that's been pretty popular in the bodybuilding community for the last several years, and it is boner pills for pre-workout, right? So there are the implementation of TRT is starting to rise, right? Instead of people abusing gear, and what I mean by that is like steroids, right? They're actually going to doctors to get what they need based on their blood work. Some of these doctors are prescribing all sorts of things that I personally disagree with. I know you do too. But one popular thing for bodybuilders are people that want to improve their fitness, especially men. Part of their regimen, their daily regimen, will be taking Cialis, some people Viagra, before they work out, right? So we all know why those pills came out in the first place too, and it was for erectile dysfunction, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to me, it's baffling, it's hysterical, but it's also concerning that people will resort to a prescription drug that is designed for sexual performance when they're supposed to be going to the gym and improving their health and fitness. But I guess it's like not. It's almost in the same parallel as in the sense that we kind of joke around. We want to get fit so we look better naked, mm-hmm. right? But like this is kind of taking it way too far because it's like let's take a boner pill while we're trying to get fit.
Well, it just seems as though there's just, I don't know. I feel like people are just so quick to go to their doctor to get another prescription, to get like a quick something to, it's like, almost like they have the okay to do that. Whereas like do the research, there's other healthy supplementation out there, things that actually benefit you without the side effects, even long-term side effects. So maybe not short-term side effects, but all in all, prescription drugs do have side effects. I mean, we hear them all the time. We could be sitting at home watching dinner, watching the TV, eating dinner, and there's a million different prescription drug commercials that come up. Side effects include blah 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 blah, and it keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's like almost the entirety of the commercial, and you're like, Jesus Christ, why the fuck would you want to take this prescription after all these potential side effects? That's concerning to me. Whereas people are so quick to go. I got to go to the doctor and get a prescription for this. I needed him or her to write me a script for this, that, and the other thing. Before you know it, you're taking all these different prescription drugs just to be able to get into the gym. Mm-hmm. And to think that that's actually going to help you. Whereas if you started with a consistent regimen and created healthy habits from the foundation, you would stick to those more so than popping the pill here, popping the pill there, this, that, and the other thing. And oh my God, well, I'm not going to get a good pump now because I didn't take my Cialis. Like, that's scary. It's kind of like what's going on with these weight loss drugs now. Everybody, they're advertising up, down, left, right, this, that, and the other thing. Everybody wants to take these weight loss drugs. Before they actually think about, you know what, maybe I should start to eat a little bit healthier. Maybe I should look at how much sleep I'm getting. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking so much each week. Maybe I should start eating some vegetables. Maybe I should actually start to get outside for a walk in the sun. start making some changes instead of relying on a pill. And at the end of the day, it's a prescription drug. Do your research. Like, educate yourself. That's the scary part is it's all about convenience now. It's all about, well, that's what the doctor said. And there's plenty of doctors out there too that are not exercising. They're not fit. They're not practicing what they preach. They're writing the prescriptions. And then there's plenty of doctors that are on the other side of this too. But it's scary when when you told me that that's the new thing now is to go to your doctor to get a prescription for Cialis to help with your quote unquote pumps in the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane, right? And let's face it. I mean, the creation of the drug was important, right? There are a lot of men that deal with that. Obviously, it's very private. Not a lot of men talk about that publicly. But point being, it's designed for a specific use, right? And most men don't have that issue in their 20s, let alone their teens, right? So, the fact that this is only backed by bro science is concerning. That's the first concern. The second one is you're going to develop a dependency on a prescription drug, albeit it may be cheap, right? But it'll be expensive in other ways in the long run because it'll be detrimental to your health. Right? What if by the time you hit your 30s, now you're really fucked if you want to have kids? So, there's better options. I mean, financially, if you even want to think about it, right? I think it's like $120 for 84 pills, right? So it's not expensive.
Well, that's still a lot of money, though.
No, but I'm saying, if you figure one a day, right, you're talking about like $42, $50 a month that you're going to spend on this, right? You're better off just buying a pre-workout, right? So the ingredients in a pre-workout are designed for exactly what you're looking for when you take Cialis, right? So why don't you save that for a specific time? Naughty time. Maybe I'll put in a little clip of Borat going, Yiximish.
But just imagine how detrimental, like you're talking about, how detrimental it could be is your body becomes, in your 20s, has become so reliant on that medication that when maybe you do find that special someone or there, something kind of comes up out of nowhere, you're into your 30s and now into your 40s and then into your 50s, where how many years and maybe how many decades or how many years were you taking this day in, day out just to, get that pump and take those selfies post-workout in, your cut-off tank top or your meathead shirt or whatever. And then, comes a time where it's time to have kids or be intimate with your significant other or have a special moment or whatever the case. And, your body ain't working for you like it used to. It's just like any other medication. If people are slowly weaned off of their thyroid medication or other different medications that help supplement, say, a deficiency, if that doctor weans that person off, which it does happen, or even blood pressure medication, your body has to work that much harder to regulate and bring you back to balance. And sometimes that never happens because of how many years and how many decades of that person being on that medication. It takes time. And somebody not in their 20s and maybe in their 40s and 50s now, that body has to work that much harder to get back to where it was and might not ever get there.
Yep. So, I mean, let's talk about solutions, right? Because we could keep going and then we'll be completely off topic. But because that's how concerning this shit is, right? You just keep it actually angers us, right? But the point is, there's a simple solution, right? Obviously, being on top of your nutrition is top priority, right? So we can't believe how often people will actually. We can believe, we see all the time how many people actually cut carbs. They just cut carbs because they feel it's necessary. They won't cut alcohol though, right? So they won't. I'm not saying give it up. They won't cut it at all, but. What's one of the number one things that your body needs when building muscle and keeping yourself full and having the energy to work out and get a good pump?
Carbohydrates.
And specifically the glycogen, correct?
Yes,
like life
because it's a
disorders.
delivery system.
Yeah. So if you're not on top of that, you're gonna take Cialis for what fucking reason, right? A good pre-workout is also important, right? So we love Prestige Labs, right? So this is actually the older packaging, because they just repackaged everything. It's new and sleek looking, but it's everything that you need to get a good pump when working out. So I mean, one of the number one things is citrulline, right? So like that's found in almost every pre-workout. Now the dosage in every pre-workout is different. A lot of them actually don't have enough. That's why I do love the Pre-Step by Prestige. But like this stuff is actually way more affordable when you break it down, and less detrimental to your health, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's one example. I mean, what are some other things people could take to increase their pumps?
You're asking me?
Yeah. There's like arginine, right? What else?
Well, arginine, like you had said before, doesn't work for everybody, and citrulline is actually transmuted within the kidneys, like we have done our research, and creates arginine within the body, it has more uptake. It's more absorbable.
Mm-hmm.
So the body creates that on its own via the kidneys. So that's why citrulline is in the pre-step. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why you'll find citrulline in most products, because it's more absorbable. It's transferred through the kidneys. It's actually changed over. And that creates vasodilation, so that expansion of the blood vessels, and allows for more blood flow to the necessary tissues.
I mean, we could technically just keep going on and on, because there's so many other ingredients that are more cost effective, and again, I keep saying it, less detrimental to your health. But staying on top of your creatine, wouldn't you say that would definitely help?
I mean, yeah, that's a recovery agent. It does help with explosive activity like sprinting, like resistance training, any heavy lifting. That it helps to build lean mass and maintain that the B complex that's in the pre-workout is also a delivery system. It's very specific to your central nervous system. Your central nervous system is your brain and your spinal cord specifically. And if those two items, very large component of the human anatomy, isn't functioning properly, then you're not getting the synapses, you're not getting the electric activity to the rest of your body. That contraction, electrolytes are super duper important, which are also in the intra.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we always suggest that people take both of those in conjunction, so
Mm-hmm.
one with the other, because electrolytes are what help to contract your muscles. It helps keep you hydrated, and that also helps in delivering all those nutrients that are within the pre-workout, and delivers blood flow, obviously, to the extremities, to all different aspects of your body, your brain, your muscle tissue, everything. Beta-alanine is also a central nervous system activator, which is also in the pre-workout.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people actually get that tingly feeling all over their body. That's one way to tell that it's working. Some
Mm-hmm.
people are very sensitive to that. Some people are not. But that's another way that you know that it's working for you. Central nervous system activation is key to resistance training. I mean, that's central nervous system activity. It's not just by taking the supplementation, it's everything that you're doing within your training session, your warm-ups, your priming agents, and your warm-up sets, and everything else.
So yeah, we just gave you plenty of examples of how to get the same effect without having to go to a doctor to get a good pump, especially without having to use a prescription pill that is designed for arousal, because I'm pretty sure, at least you shouldn't be unless you want to be on the registered sex offender list, but you should not be going to a gym for that purpose, right? So looking better naked is a good goal, but we're not trying to achieve that with free weights in the gym. Sounds pretty unsanitary.
And before you start to cut your carbs, which is exactly what you do need when you strength train, is maybe you should think about the amount of fat and the amount of alcohol that you're ingesting first. Because that's what's a huge issue in getting a pump as well. People want to lay on the fat and lay on the alcohol. That's what's clogging your arteries too. And that's how you're lacking in blood flow. You're not getting those pumps. Clean up your diet, get on the supplements, get your central nervous system right. That's huge. Eat your carbs. Eat your healthy carbs. Get your fruits and vegetables in. And there's plenty of fruits and vegetables that actually help with the pump too, like things like watermelon, nitric oxide. That is a huge vasodilator. It's naturally occurring in many fruits. So people need to do their research before just going to the doctor and getting a script. That's what's so scary. Cut down on your fats, get on your supplements, start eating better. Stop eating so much fat and drinking so much alcohol.
And it's exactly what you said too. It ties into a much larger problem, which is, everyone's so quick just to go to the doctor to get a prescription to solve their issues, when it's much more sustainable for you to change your lifestyle if it really is that bad, right? So, like, for instance, we already mentioned it, like the alcohol consumption. If you're not willing to cut that, well, then you can already kiss proper sleep, good sleep and proper recovery goodbye, right? Which also affects your ability to get a good pump, to get a good workout, to feel good, right? Most of the time people wake up hungover, they're dehydrated, so now they need to replenish those electrolytes just to function normally, let alone get into the gym and get a good pump, right? So you're only behind the eight ball by not focusing on the things that you can control, right? So one of the easiest things to do then is just get on top of that, get a good pre-workout, stay on top of your nutrition, and you will get all those pumps without being one of those assholes that pops a Cialis or a Viagra in the locker room right before they walk out onto the floor.
And if you're taking 5 minutes between sets, then, dude, you got a different problem going on. I mean, seriously, like that's, maybe you're not eating carbs, you're taking your Cialis, you're taking 5 minutes between sets. I mean, maybe you need to look at what you're doing and, reevaluate. Your liver, your kidneys, and your pancreas can only take so much, and your gallbladder too. Like, if that shit's not working properly, then you got different issues. It ain't the carbs, buddy. I'm sorry to say. You got other things going on.
So, that being said, find a good pre-workout, get on top of your sleep and recovery, right? Nutrition has to be on point.
Huge.
Right? Don't be an asshole. And that goes for everything. Your personality, your nutrition, your sleep, everything, right?
And the supplementation should be what it is, a supplementation. It should be enhancing all the good things you're already doing. If your foundation is shit, it's not going to do much for you. And even the medication's not going to do that much for you. It's going to be very short-lived. And then you're going to be going to the doctor for other problems. That's scary.
Boner pills for pre-workout, that's a big nay from us. Anything else to add? All right, that wraps up this episode number 167 of the Overdrive AF show. I know Titan and Braj were pretty quiet in this one. They are still with us on every episode, so you may not see them with this setup, but they're here. Those of you that are out there listening, that are members at Overdrive, keep an eye on the mail for your Overdrive holiday card.
The handsomeness.
Yes, these boys, they had a great photo shoot. Let's put it that way.
Such good boys.
I did it again. My notifications went off in the middle of an episode. So, and I thought I'd turn them off.
I think it was just highlighting the fact that they're so handsome.
Yes. All right, so that's it for this episode. Tune in next week for another episode of Overdrive AF. We are out. Peace.